Harbour Beach and Ligo Bay in stormwater management and the rates that are being paid to deliver those. Thank you.
Speaker.
Aaron Gilmore.
Speaker, I stand to support this bill. I look forward to hearing about it in Select Committee, and it's a good key part of performing and improving local government in New Zealand. Thank you.
Andrew Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I take a call on behalf of New Zealand First for the Tasman District Council validation and recovery of certain rates bill, and also we would congratulate the Honourable Damien O'Connor for bringing this to the House to rectify an administrative error by the Tasman District Council in the way they set their rates, and in particular the legal clauses, the word that were required for their rating structure to be legal. This is very much an administrative matter and just puts things right that are required, which were brought to the attention of the Council by a particular ratepayer or ratepayers, and quite rightly it does have to be rectified in law. However, Mr. Speaker, it does raise the issue of local government, and it's quite a pertinent topic at the present time, particularly under this government, which has such a low regard for local government and treats local government like third-class citizens, basically. And really, this government would love to do away with local government in its entirety. They've done their best to do that in Auckland by putting 75% of local government under council-controlled organisations of non-elected people who are basically invisible people that are non-accountable to the ratepayers and residents of Auckland, who also the Auckland councillors can no longer get information from any of those CCOs, despite requests of information from those CCOs. The councillors of Auckland are also denied information in many cases from those very CCOs that report to them. So this is very interesting that this Tasman District Council has been caught out in this manner, but it also highlights the difference in many of our local councils, and there's certainly different levels of expertise within local government. From across the approximately 78 local authorities in New Zealand, you go from very large councils, certainly Auckland now with 1.4 million people, down to very, very small councils of only 3,000 or 4,000 people. And therefore the level of expertise within each of those councils can vary, and of course their ability to provide the expertise because of their financial resources can also vary greatly. And in that respect, I'd just like to pay tribute to Local Government New Zealand, the body that pulls local government together. They have a great team of people there under Lawrence Yule and Malcolm Alexander, the Chief Executive and the President. And they certainly do a good job in terms of supporting the local authorities in New Zealand and all those that provide services to local government in New Zealand to help them through their various requirements. And certainly in this area, it would be very helpful for some of the more senior councils perhaps to play a more leading role in overseeing some of the other smaller councils in their daily business. And certainly it was our experience from a North Shore perspective that we had some very senior staff who used to enjoy spending time with other councils, passing on some valuable insights and valuable experience and expertise to some of the other smaller councils around New Zealand. And we were delighted that as one of the fourth largest council in New Zealand, that we were able to impart some of our knowledge and experience to some of the smaller ones who couldn't necessarily afford the same level of resource. In this particular case, Tasman District is a wonderful district, well known to all New Zealand as one of the jewels in the crown of New Zealand environment and the beautiful areas there. I have greatly enjoyed when I have visited Golden Bay and through that area, and tramping the Heafy track and all through the whole of that part, and going into the Takaka Caves. And anyone who has not been to the Takaka Caves, I can assure you it's an experience that you should, Mr. Speaker. And so certainly this is a necessary thing for a very important area of New Zealand, a provincial, effectively rural area of New Zealand, which is very important to this country to have all its ducks in a line. And have everything ticked off. It's I's dotted and there's T's crossed. Certainly this is also something that probably will be picked up by other councils through New Zealand, and no doubt if this has occurred with Tasman District, there may well be other councils who will learn from this experience and will be a little bit more mindful in the future of just making sure that their officers and their people who are drawing up their various documents are 100% correct in the manner with which they put it out to the public to meet all the legal requirements. So New Zealand First will be supporting this local bill.
Paul Goldsmith.
I'd rise to speak in support of this bill.